Giving by individuals is often categorized as charity, whereas giving by foundations is philanthropy. The difference there is that charity tends to fund the effects of something. Foundations and philanthropy are trying to solve the underlying issues that cause the effect. And that leads to money going to a variety of different places, issues, causes, and there you can see the numbers on the side. With that, again, all of the wicked problems, all the things we're solving for, there is a certain culture in philanthropy as far as knowledge is concerned. Donors do have an enormously wide range of interests, which leads to the foundations, the philanthropic sector, holding an immense amount of knowledge. There's a spirit of collaboration throughout the sector. Internally, we aim to cultivate an atmosphere of learning. Like we like to refer to ourselves as learning organization. And the infrastructure does exist across the sector for knowledge sharing. But the challenges, and I think again, here's where you might go like, oh, hey, that sounds kind of familiar. There are a lot of overlaps in roles. If you talk about, I mean, knowledge management is only starting to come into philanthropy known by that name. Knowledge management, as you all know, exists everywhere. But now we're actually getting knowledge managers, in information specialists. But they live in different parts of the organization, sometimes in communication, sometimes in HR, sometimes in IT. We share a lot within our organizations and across the sector, but we do remain disconnected and we're often oversaturated with data. For example, there was an idea that somebody had to create a water ATM, so for countries that have trouble getting clean water. There were 3 different times that the water ATM appeared, different parts of the globe, different drivers, different people. The thing is that nobody knew that it already had been created. And so this is what we're trying to avoid. The impact, especially now, is many of our organizations are now returning to the office in the context of the Great Resignation. Not only are we losing staff and maybe have lost staff to many other things as well, but we now know what we can, what it looks like to be working remotely, how much more time we can spend with families or with sick friends or that sort of thing. What we're not understanding is how much knowledge is walking out of the door. And on top of that, we're still dealing with the actual physical results of COVID and racial inequity. We've lost a lot of employees. We've lost great minds to COVID. Racial inequity has been revealed as one of the biggest things that needs to be worked out, especially in this country. And I'll say, I mean, if I took a look at the speakers for this conference, and I have to say there were not a lot of people of color in the speakers. And when we're cultivating different kinds of people, different sorts of knowledge, you're missing when you exclude youth, for example, you're missing perspectives that could actually help you get to the problem that you're trying to solve.